After a merry-go-round of an offseason, OBJ is joining Lamar Jackson in the Ravens, so it's going to be pretty dang cool to see what they're able to do in Baltimore.
Stafford going to the end zone, reaching up and making the grab. Odell Beckham Jr.
After OBJ left Cleveland, it was a toss-up to see how well he would fit into a Rams offense with the uber-dominant combo of Matty Stafford and the Cupster, especially considering that they already had a talented number 2 in Van Jefferson, and upon that, the fact that he was changing teams midway through the season. Even then, expectations were still relatively high on what OBJ would bring to what was one of the most high-powered offenses in football, as many wondered if he would do his thing or fall by the wayside. From the outside looking in, it seemed like a tall task after what happened that season in Cleveland, but it turns out it wasn't.
Here's one for Beckham! Got him! Touchdown, Odell Beckham!
In the regular season, OBJ did pretty well, but in the playoffs is where he proved that he was still a star, with back-to-back solid performances against Arizona and San Francisco as he helped lead the Rams to the big game for the first time in a while. Although they were going into a matchup at home against the red-hot Cincinnati Bengals, many figured that LA was going to win pretty handedly, and throughout the first few quarters, it seemed like that would be the case until this happened.
Stafford, low throw, and Beckham goes down.
Oh boy.
Eventually, the Rams were able to pull off a win, but Odell caught the brunt end of the stick as he tore his ACL, and so he had to spend the entire offseason rehabbing, with many wondering if he would stay in LA or head elsewhere. But my man didn't do anything the entire next year. So with that in mind, fast forward to a few months ago, and going into this offseason, many were wondering how long it would take before OBJ would make his decision, and I guess it lasted all the way till April.
How surprising was it that the Ravens gave OBJ an $18 million deal?
I'm at an 8.
Over a year after tearing his ACL against Cincinnati, Odell finally packed his bags and is now joining Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in Baltimore. The fact that he's getting paid at least $15 million with incentives up to $18 on a one-year deal was likely a massive reason behind why OBJ ultimately chose the Ravens, along with the simple fact that this guy's there.
Jackson keeps, gets it, and goodbye.
Sorry to stop the video, but since you're here, it'd be awesome if you could subscribe, like, turn on post notifications, and comment down below how well you think Odell is going to do in Baltimore. But anyways, back to the video. As I mentioned before, Odell got a bag to become a Raven, but there's also quite a bit of non-monetary incentives, whether it's Lamar, a lot of opportunities in the receiving core, or the fact that Baltimore has one of the most well-rounded teams in football. Because you gotta keep in mind that the Ravens made the playoffs, and upon that almost beat Cincinnati without Lamar. So let's just say that Odell is in a very good spot. Baltimore has a solid quarterback, underrated running back room, a great tight end, and a phenomenal O-line. So by adding a talented wideout like OBJ, they could very easily become one of the best offenses in the AFC. Because although there may be quite a bit of competition out there, keep in mind that they barely lost to a Bengals team that barely lost to the Super Bowl winning Chiefs. So hey, maybe Odell is what they need to get over that hump and win their first title in a decade. Since OBJ hasn't played a full season since 19, it's tough to predict what's going to happen in Baltimore, but considering the spot that he's in and his likely large share of the offense, I could easily see him putting up 1,000 or maybe even 1,100 yards, along with maybe 6 or 7 touchdowns. It's important to understand that he's 30, coming off a torn ACL, and on a completely different team, so a whole lot could happen, but I think this could be a pretty solid stat line. And on the other hand, in terms of how well Baltimore is going to do, I could see them going 11-6 or 12-5 and likely winning a playoff game or 2. But as you and I both know, it's going to be very tough to get out of the AFC. Anyways, what do you guys think? Is Odell going to dominate in Baltimore, or is he going to be a bit too rusty? Comment down below your thoughts. Odell Beckham has more unknowns than pretty much any player in football, so I have next to no clue about how well he's going to do in Baltimore, but based on his performance on the biggest stage, I think he has what it takes to bounce back big with the Ravens.
Stafford rolls, throws, end zone, Beckham held on, touchdown, Rams lead.
Thanks for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like, turn on post notifications, and comment down below what stuff you want next. But anyways, see you all soon, and peace out.